Locally owned and operated for over 50 years, Delaware Camera is your #1 spot for all your camera needs, education, accessories, printing, and more. Located at 2635 Delaware Avenue in Buffalo. Visit cameraspot.com.
Smiling. I'm good. I'm on. Hello, true believers. This is Mark from Delaware Camera, coming at you a little bit late because we had some technical difficulties. But we're here now, and we're doing our first and hopefully a series of live broadcasts to you every Tuesday afternoon, noontime afternoon. So hopefully we'll be doing these every Tuesday. So I wanted to talk to you about a few things. We're going to have our Benro rep, Ray Nason, on hopefully later. He's running a little bit late, so we might have him on tape later, but we're still going to have him present about video tripods today. So not right now, but we'll have him on. A few things I wanted to talk about here at Delaware Camera. We have classes again. So if you know us, you know we have classes. They're not in person right now. We're doing them via Zoom, which we've been trying to do during the pandemic. We have our basic class, our light and exposure class, and our composition class. They're all online. They're usually on Tuesday evenings. So if you go to our website, you can check it out there and you'll see the schedule of classes. We're going to have some special classes as well. We're going to have we have a Tamron low light class is coming Thursday. It's free. Register on our website. There is a Sony mirrorless class on the 1st, I believe. I think that's check the schedule. I'm lost right now, but check the schedule and you'll see it right there. And we have another Nikon Z9 class coming up too, which if you're interested in the Z9, it's a good way to kind of get acclimated to it. Even though they aren't readily available right now, it's a good way to kind of see about that camera. And it's a new hot camera. It's probably the hottest camera right now in the camera world. So you can check out that class. So if you want to sign up for the classes, go to our website. There's a button for classes, or go to our Instagram. If you go to our bio, you can see the link to the classes as well. So check it out there, and you can sign up for class if that's what you need, or you can come in and ask questions as well. So we have that as well. So school's back in session, and a lot of students come here for old style cameras. We had a commercial about a while ago. I don't know if anyone saw it, where I talked about old cameras over Sarah McLachlan type music. So that was fun. It was funny way back when, but we need more cameras. So if you've got old cameras in your basement, your crawl space, your attic, bring them in. We give some value for them. If you're not using them, it's a good way to get them into other people's hands, which is what we want to do. We want to get cameras from hands that aren't using them to hands that will use them. So if you have old cameras, old Nikon, Pentax, Fujica, Nikon, I said Nikon already, right? Canon, all that stuff, bring those in, and we will give you value for them, provided they're working. So bring them in. We'll take a look. If you have any old cameras that might not be student cameras, digital cameras, we buy those as well. So if there's stuff you're not using and you want to get some value out of it, you don't want to meet people in weird places around town, you can come to this weird place and we'll give you some value for your camera. So stop in if you want to sell your stuff to us. We can do that as well. One more thing I want to talk about, in addition to the tripod presentation we want to do later. We have the Sony a7 IV, which is also a new hot camera that's come out recently. Let me put this down. I put down my notes because I need notes. So anyway, so this is an A7. This is the 3. So this is the 3, and this is the 4, which just recently came out, which we have a few in stock of, surprisingly enough. So if you're looking for an A7 IV, Sony's newest camera, we have that as well. One thing I noticed right away looking at the two cameras is the A7 IV has a much deeper grip than the A7 III, which is good for handling and such. Took down some notes. Another good thing about the A7 IV is that the buffer is virtually unlimited. So if you're the kind of person who shoots a lot of sports, wildlife, and you just want to keep shooting and shooting and shooting, this will take about 800 or so pictures at a time before the buffer gets full. So you can pretty much shoot forever with this camera, unless you're the kind of guy who, doesn't shoot forever, so you can't do that. The A7 IV has more AF points, so you get better autofocusing performance out of this guy. So that's another good thing about this camera. This, if you're into video, this does 4K 60 frames per second, whereas the 3 only does 30 frames per second. So that's another good feature if you are a video shooter. Another good thing that this does or has or takes is this takes the CF Express Type A cards, whereas this only takes the A7 only takes the not CF Express, the SD cards, the regular SD cards. This takes a Type A and it takes an SD as well, so you don't have to necessarily upgrade right away. But if you want to use 2 card slots, you need to get this CF Express Type A. They're a bit more expensive than the SDs, but they are a lot faster than those cards. So definitely it's something you want to check out. So we got some of these in stock. We got kits with the 2870 lens. We got bodies. So if you're looking to get into Sony, we've got what you need. Okay. So Ray, our Benro rep, is supposed to come in and talk to you about video tripod heads. And he's not here yet. He's running a little bit late in traffic. So I'm going to tell you what I know about video tripod heads, which isn't the most, but it's some. And Ray will be here soon, so we'll probably record a presentation that he's going to do, and you'll be able to watch that later. So check that out later. So here I have a video tripod head made by Benro, a manufacturer of tripods that we carry. So good thing about these guys, they have the arm, which you use for panning, and it has a fluid head. So if you're doing those shots where you're trying to pan and follow something in a frame, this is what you use. The video tripod head also has this bowl, so you can kind of move stuff around here. You have a lot of range of motion when you are trying to catch the shots that you need. Give me another good video tripod thing, Will. Director Will.
Stability.
Yes, the video tripods provide more stability. There's a longer base on these guys, so you have more stability here on the head. Whereas with a regular tripod, say one of these, should I grab one?
You can, but I mean.
Yeah, I got these right. Well, these are all video heads, so. Anyway, not prepared, but I'm gonna get through this because I'm that kind of guy. So anyway, so it's good that you're basically, when you have a video tripod though, you're controlling the tripod rather than the camera. Whereas with like a ball head or something like that, you're controlling the camera to try to get your shot. So those are the main things with video heads. I'm not a video shooter, and I wasn't doing this thing, so I'm not fully prepared. Now, I will fully admit that. I found out 5 minutes ago that Ray wasn't going to be here. But if you keep in touch with our channel, we are going to have a video that Ray is doing. We might do it live in about a half hour, or we might just tape it and put it on later. So if you come back to, is it Camera Spot?
Camera Spot TV.
Camera Spot TV. You,
Monopod.
Yeah, monopods. Thank you, Will. I'm gonna bring the monopod into the fray here. So this is a video monopod. Well, it's a monopod with a video head on it. So this also has the same type of thing. So what's that?
You can take it off for photographers.
What do you say?
You can take it off for photographers.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Unscrew the head. Take it off.
This might be on here good though. I think it's on here on the bottom and stuff. So I'm not. So it's fine. It's fine though. But monopods are also great. You can get heads for monopods as well. So if you want to have some mobility, you have a monopod, and that will that will get you around rather than just being in one place with the traditional tripod.
The other one right there has No head on it. Benro. Right?
This guy?
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, so you can get,
Talk about for us photographers.
yeah, as far as,
Their use.
yeah. So, yeah, so if you're a photographer, usually, you'd put like a ball head or here something on here, or a gimbal head. Throw one of these onto the tripod, onto the monopod. Put your camera on. You have mobility, rather. If you're out hiking or something like that, you have a lighter weight item to carry. You're not carrying a tripod everywhere. You have a lighter weight, monopod. You can move it around as you're shooting. It's not going to be as stable as a tripod, but you're going to be able to get more stability than you would get if you had nothing at all. So that's why you would have a monopod. I think as far as my presentation, that's about it. But
Rentals and
yeah, next week we're gonna have another video 12 o'clock on Tuesday. We're gonna kind of deep dive into our rental department. If you don't know, we rent from various manufacturers. We have Sony, we have Fuji, we have we have Nikon, we have Canon, and we rent a variety of lenses for those manufacturers as well. Like we rent 2.8 lenses, we rent wide-angle lenses, we rent portrait lenses, we rent macro lenses as well, and we actually also rent a Laowa probe lens. If you know what that is, that's a really cool lens which I don't have in front of me, but it's a lens that's kind of a wide-angle macro lens that you can use to get those shots that you can't get with any other lens. We're gonna talk about that next week because that's a really cool thing. Maybe we'll get our Laowa rep to come do some macro demonstration. So that'll be cool too. This is all a new thing we're doing. We're trying to do it every week, and hopefully people will tune in every week and check out what we're doing down here at Delaware Camera. And
make sure you like and subscribe.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. I'm not an influencer. So we if you like what you see, like and subscribe to our YouTube page, our Instagram page, and our Facebook page. I know people don't use Facebook anymore, but we got that too. So we will see you next time. Well, do you want to come in, Ray? Or all right, our rep is here, so he's gonna talk a little bit about these video tripod heads. He has been gracious enough to come see us, and yeah, I'm just trying to waste some time here because that's what I'm doing. So
Where are we located?
Oh, we're located 2635 Delaware Avenue in Buffalo, right across from the Target Plaza. We used to have a few more locations, but this is our lone superstore location now. So we have an upstairs and a downstairs. If you don't know about us, we carry everything. We carry tripods, lighting, bags, cameras, of course, memory cards, film, instant film, some used items as well. So we carry a pretty big variety of products here in the store. So without further ado, and me wasting time, I'm going to introduce you to Ray Nason, who is our Benro rep. He's going to talk to you about video tripods. Thanks.
Hey guys, good morning or good afternoon. Ray Nason from Mac Group. We own a brand called Benro that is a very large manufacturer of tripods, monopods, heads, a lot of video components, this tons of gear to help you. Question on this here is, what product is good for your needs? Now, obviously, we have heads that are designed and tripods that are designed for still photography. That also can be used for cell phones. We have devices that work very, very well with mobile devices. So iPhones, Androids, iPads, action cameras. We're in a very exciting time that we have all these very, very awesome possibilities and opportunities to use the gear we already have. So typically speaking, a ball head or a pan head is designed to align things very precisely, lock it down, take your photos and go. As compared to a video product. Which tripods are 3 legs. So we have options of different styles of tripods. For example, this This tripod here, we can put a still head on it, but it has one major feature, that there's a ball leveler built in. When I loosen this ball leveler, I'm not going to adjust the leg to make sure my video is level. Now that's saying, if you have a crooked photos are very easy to correct. I'll joke and say that we have MS Paint that could crop a photo, and that goes back 35 years ago now. But with video, it's more complex to crop and to straighten. So if you can get it right before post, let's get it right before post. The words I don't like is fix it in post. We should try to do this all beforehand. So this tripod, for example, this is called the Arrow 4 by Benro. What this allows you to do is to adjust the center column up or down for your vantage point, loosen the ball to adjust and level. And I know I'm level because the tripod has a ball leveler on here, so I can be leveled at this point here. Now the tension on this tripod, I have 2 points of tension control. One is for the pan, and we can do this typically with a lot of very good quality still photographic heads. It's not a hard thing to do. The real hard thing to do is going to be balancing your head for your gear and the motion of having the fluid, if you would, moving it up and down, back and right, back and forth. On a good video head, if you let go, you can see it's basically going to self-level. And that's based upon the weight constraints that you'll be putting on this tripod head. So video heads are super important for smooth action and moving of your constant recording. It can be a video component, it can be a time lapse. There's a lot of things you can do with this that if it's off, it looks really bad, or it's missing, and we don't want that to happen. One of the first purchases for video in motion would be a monopod. Monopods are amazing tools. They take very, very little room, and I'll let go of this one here because the bottom has toes. People like to call them legs. We can go feet, but this is basically toes. And what this allows you to do is to become more stable. Using the monopod itself, you would actually allow all the weight to come down. You'd still hold the camera and or lens, and that is the utility to use this effectively. As I said, there are options for video. There are options for still heads. The neat thing about a monopod is you can switch them off. If you're buying a tripod, for example, for photo use and you want to get involved with video, you can just purchase a head. These are all interchangeable. It's a really nice option. Options of being able to, if we look at this guy here, when we loosen the plate, we're allowed to balance the camera so the camera won't be front or back heavy. If you think about how heads and cameras were designed, we didn't have these big lenses with video cameras. On the consumer level, they were actually really small, compact, very clunky. Now we're talking about putting fast aperture sports lenses to shoot cinematographic styles with mirrorless cameras, the DSLRs, and it's really amazing on the applications and the opportunities you have today. Larger tripods. Let's say, for example, you want to shoot 600mm f4 lens, or the new Canon 800 or a Tamron 150 by 600. It's still a pretty big lens to support, and you would be mounting the lens. Obviously, I don't have a head on here, but we have a tripod system that's super easy to adjust. I can put 40, 50 pounds in here of gear and be constant that it's stable and solid. A blurry photograph, I was studying photography all my life, went to college for it. Some of my favorite photographs are blurred, and that's okay, but not in video. Video, if it's bad audio, if it's out of focus, it's horrible. We don't want that to happen. We want you to get good stuff all the time. So being stable, Benro tripods, Benro video tripods. The plate system we use is it's called a PL501, and it's actually an industry standard for Manfrotto. The really neat thing about this is if you have a gimbal, chances are that plate is with the gimbal itself, or it can be added to the gimbal. So we can go right from the gimbal itself onto the tripod head itself for very easy use and seamless, effortless transition from being something that's handheld and moving to something that's going to be stable, steady, and reliable. Well, that's about all we have, folks. If you have any questions, come on down. Delaware Camera, great bunch of guys. They've been here for a long, long time. They know their stuff, and support local.
Locally owned and operated for over 50 years, Delaware Camera is your #1 spot for all your camera needs: education, accessories, printing, and more. Located at 2635 Delaware Avenue in Buffalo. Visit cameraspot.com.